Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and thanks for watching my new video. Today's video, I wanted to do this video for quite a long time now, and I felt like, I don't know, like I really wanted to play with makeup and palettes and stuff like that. So now I just wanted to do kind of like a basic video, but a very informative video, educational. Do you call it that? I don't know. Educational, I think. But it's all about the under eye area because I've been struggling with a creasing concealer under eye area for such a long time, and now I do feel like I finally found what works for me. So I hope this will work for you too. I assume your concealer is creasing, otherwise I think you wouldn't have clicked on this video. You tried every technique, you tried everything that all the beauty bloggers are saying, and I get your frustration. So hopefully this will work for you as well. Yeah, if you're curious on how to stop your concealer from creasing, then keep on watching. So in this video, I thought I'd show you how I applied my concealer as I was getting ready for today. I feel like I really wanted to share this for a long time, but then again, I also felt like, maybe there are some people who already know this, maybe there are some people who don't. Well, for me at least, it took me quite a long time to really figure this whole concealer creasing thing out, and I've watched so many tutorials. I think Nikki Tutorials was the first one who showed us how to use a beauty blender and then like damping it first, and the whole technique with the loose powder and stuff like that. I've tried that for a long time because I thought that was the way to do it, but I always end up creasing anyways. And then I tried applying more concealer, less concealer, with corrector, without corrector, with loose powder, or no powder at all. I was just looking creasy all the time. Now I feel like I kind of like discovered what really works for me. And so yeah, I'm going to share all of my tips and tricks with you and show you how you can have a very, very flawless under eye area. So if you're struggling with this, this might be very helpful. As you can see, I've done my base. I'm not really finished with it yet. I'm also not really finished with my eyes, but this is the moment where I apply my concealer. So I've used foundation, a little bit of contour, cream, bronzer, did my eyes, brows, and my lips. So a lot of people use eye cream first, or they mix their eye cream with their concealer. And if that works for you, I mean, that's fine. I've tried it, didn't work for me at all. So I think it's very important that you can use an eye cream, but I wait for like, I would say like 2 hours. I don't want to feel any eye cream, but I do want to feel moist underneath my eyes. So this is not dry at all. It feels very hydrated, but it's not dewy. Because I feel like if it's too dewy and too creamy, it's going to look too heavy with the powder. Or if it's very matte and dry, it's only going to look even more dry with powder. I know I talk a lot with this, but it's very important, so I can't miss a step. The eye cream I've used is from Farsali, and it's the turmeric, did I pronounce it right? Eye cream, but you can use any eye cream that works for you. Again, not too dewy, not too dry. Back in the days, I thought my dark circles were horrible. But now I feel like I'm not really extremely bothered by them anymore. So personally, I mean, I like a full coverage under eye area, but I prefer a little bit of, if I'm going to have a little bit of dark circle but a flawless under eye area, I would prefer that over a full coverage under eye area. And you can't see my dark circles, but they look horrible, creasy, and dry. I mean, I'd rather have a little bit of dark circle. First thing I'm going to do is use a corrector. I really love Armani corrector in number 2, but you can also use a darker concealer with a little bit of a salmon undertone. This is the MAC Studio Fix, and this is the NW-A58. NW has a pinky undertone, which is very good because, if it has like a salmon undertone, it is going to correct the blue and the purple area underneath your eyes. So I'm going to use a little bit of this concealer, not too much. Okay, just like that, just enough to get rid of the discoloration. I use my concealer buffer brush from Zoeva. Back in the days, I was always searching for a very thick, extremely covering concealer. But now I feel like, I like a full coverage concealer, but I definitely don't want to use a concealer that is too extremely thick and creamy. I don't know if you guys can see the difference, but look at the difference between this part right here and this part. Now I take one of my favorite concealers. This is Born This Way concealer, and this is in shade Porcelain. This is a pretty light shade, but I like to be a little bit brighter underneath my eyes. And especially because we use a bit of a darker corrector, I feel like I can use a concealer that is, I would say almost like 4 shades lighter than the corrector I've used. So I'm just going to do the same. I mean, it depends on what look I'm going for. Sometimes I would really go in with concealer, but if I want to have this very clean look, I still use a pretty good amount, but I don't feel like I'm overdoing it. So as you can see, I'm using the same brush. I like to dab on the places where I feel like my circles are very dark. And then once I go a bit lower, I like to just blend. Okay, so same on this side. So here is the important part, powder. And I don't really like to use a beauty blender with this. I haven't used a beauty blender in a long time, but if a beauty blender works for you, I mean, you can just use it. So what I like to do is, you kind of have like two options. What I like to do is take a very thin compact powder, like the Charlotte Tilbury one, and then I just apply it on my under eye area, just actually like packing it on. And after that, I use a loose powder. But I feel like with this amount, I can just go straight in with a loose powder. And the one I really, really like to use underneath my eyes. You have to be kind of careful with this because if you're going to bake with this product, it can look very white underneath your eyes. But if you're just going to apply it, it is going to give you the most beautiful, flawless, bright under eye area. And with a lot of other powders, I do feel like it makes my under eye area and my concealer a bit dull and a bit dark looking, so I still look kind of tired, if you know what I mean. So the powder that I'm going to use is actually budget proof. It's Fit Me from Maybelline. I never thought I could find a very good drugstore loose powder, but I do feel like this one is amazing. I think I use the lightest shade. It's the shade Fair in number 5. First thing I like to do is make sure I have no creases at all. Then I like to take a fluffy flat brush. So as you can see, it's pretty flat. This one is from BH Cosmetics. It's my Ray Ray collection in number 4. And I'm just going to take the powder, but before I'm going to apply it on my eyes first, I'm just going to make sure the powder is kind of flat, if you know what I mean. So you kind of have the right amount everywhere. Just pack it on. As I said, this one is pretty bright, so I'm just applying it. I'm not really baking it. I also take a very small eyeshadow brush and I'm just going to apply the powder right here because I do get teary eyes sometimes and I really, really hate it when I get like a dark spot over here. So I feel like with this trick, I don't really have that anymore. Okay, I wish you guys could see this in real life because it looks so flawless and I'm super happy that I finally found what works for me. Quickly going to finish off the rest of my makeup and then I'll be right back. I hope you guys find this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down so I can kind of like know what you guys would like to see. Leave a comment and tell me what your tips and tricks are because I would love to know that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, follow me on Instagram, and don't forget to participate in my giveaway, which is in my previous video. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!